to actually protect our dharma, what is our real dharma, and how from the society we can, like different varna and ashrams, how people can help each other. So that is described here. So I will read the words 3 times and then you can repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasa Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtuki Shrunotam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Ardyantasto Hi Abhadrani Vidanoti Shruhat Satam. So let me read the verse and then you please recite. अतो हि अन्योन्यम् आत्मानं ब्रह्मक्षत्रं च रक्षतः रक्षति स्माव्ययो देवः स यः सद् असद् आत्मकः अतो हि अन्योन्यम् आत्मानं ब्रह्मक्षत्रं च रक्षतः रक्षति स्म व्यव्यो देवः स यः सद् असद् आत्मकः अतो हि अन्योन्यम् आत्मानं ब्रह्मक्षत्रं च रक्षतः रक्षति स्म व्यव्यो देवः स यः सद् असद् आत्मकः. Please repeat. Anybody wants to recite?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Ato hi annayam atmanam brahmachatram cha rakshataha rakshati sma yayo devaha saya sad asad atmakaha.
Ato hyan anyoyam atmanam brahmakshatram cha rakshataha rakshati sma vyayo devaha saya sad asad atmakaha. Hare Krishna.
Anybody wants to recite? Otherwise, we can do word to word. So, ataha, hence, he, certainly, anyonyam, each other, atmana, the self, brahma, the brahmans, kshatram, the kshatriyas, cha, and rakshataha, protect, rakshati, rakshati sma, protects, avyayah, immutable, devaha, the Lord, saha, he, yah, who, sat asat, atmakaha, the form of the cause and effect. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. That's why the Brahmins and Kshatriyas protect each other as well as themselves. And the Lord himself, who is both the cause and effect and yet immutable, protects them through each other. Purport. The entire social structure of Varna and ashram is a cooperative system meant to uplift all the highest platform of spiritual realization. The Brahmins are intended to be protected by the Kshatriyas, and the Kshatriyas also are intended to be enlightened by the Brahmanas. When the Brahmans and Kshatriyas cooperate nicely, the other subordinate division, the Vaishya and Vaishya are the mercantile people, and the Shudras, the laborer class, automatically flourish. The entire elaborate system of Vedic society was therefore based on the importance of Brahmins and Kshatriyas. The Lord is the real protector, but he is unattached to the affairs of the protection. He creates the Brahmins for the protection of Kshatriya and Kshatriyas for the protection of the Brahmins. He remains aloof from all these activities. Therefore, he is called Nirvikar, without activity. He has nothing to do. He is so great that he does not perform action personally, but his energies act. The Brahmins and Kshatriyas and anything that we see are different, different energies. Anything else we see are different energies acting upon one another. Although individual souls are all different, the super self or the super soul is the supreme personality of Godhead. Individually, one's self may differ from other in certain qualities and may engage in different activities such as those of Brahman, Kshatriya, or Vaishya. But when there is complete cooperation among different individual souls, the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a super soul or Paramatma, being one in every individual soul, is pleased and gives them all protection. As stated before, the Brahmanas are produced from the mouth of the Lord, and the Kshatriyas are produced from the chest or arms of the Lord. If the different caste or social sections, although apparently differently occupied in different activities, nevertheless act in full cooperation, then the Lord is pleased. This is the idea of the institution of four varnas and four ashramas. If the members of the different ashram and varna cooperate fully in Krishna consciousness, the society is well protected by the Lord and without any doubt. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that the Lord is the proprietor of all different bodies. The individual soul is the proprietor of his individual body, but the Lord clearly states, my dear Bharat, you must know that I am also Kshetragya. Kshetragya means knower or proprietor of the body. The individual soul is the proprietor of the individual body, but the super soul or the personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the proprietor of all bodies everywhere. He is the proprietor not only of the human bodies, but of the birds, beasts, and all other entities. Not only on this planet, but on other planets also. He is the supreme proprietor. Therefore, he does not become divided by protecting the different individual souls. He remains one and the same. That is, that the sun appears on the top of everyone's head when at the meridian does not imply that the sun becomes divided. One man thinks that the sun is on my head only, whereas 5,000 miles away, another man is thinking that sun is only on his head. Similarly, the super soul or the supreme personality of Godhead is one, but he appears to individually oversee each individual. This does not mean that the individual soul and the super soul are one. They are one in quality as spirit soul, but the individual soul and super soul are different. Om Agyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this way, this verse is very beautiful, and Prabhupada has given here so nicely that what the Lord does actually. So this verse is actually for the protection, how we are protected. So Krishna made the arrangement by making the 4 divisions, 4 varnas and 4 ashrams, so that everything is done automatically. Like that's why the Brahmins and Kshatriya protect each other. Brahman is protecting the Kshatriya is protecting the Brahmins. And when Brahman and Kshatriya is cooperating each other, then Prabhupada is writing in the purport, then the Vaishya and Shudra also, they also flourish that way. So each people can get advantage from the other Varna or other ashram. So that way, Lord make the society like that. And in the purport, in the in the translation, he's writing he is both cause and effect. Krishna is the cause of everything. So he is the cause of all the causes. Nothing comes without his sanction. So Lord actually permits for everything, taking place in everybody's life. Even a blade of grass cannot move without his permission. And it is written here, he is yet immutable. Immutable means, it cannot be changed. Like laws of physics or laws of mathematics, they cannot be changed. So, and certain characters, they cannot be changed. Like our innate character. Our innate character is the Jivara Sarupa Nitya Krishna Das. So, we are actually Das, but sometimes we get into Maya so much that we forget that thing. There are so many laws of nature which cannot be changed. So, immutable means incapable of changing or altering. So Prabhupada is writing that that's why he made this Varna and Ashram. So the whole purpose of doing this is to uplift the society. So everybody can be in spiritual realization, platform of spiritual realization. And Krishna wanted that everybody, because when we are in Krishna consciousness, what happens, whole society feels so good, like devotees will not fight with each other like that, like dogs and cats. But we see in the society there's so many things going on. So this whole verse, we can see that how this whole thing is given here, that it explains that there is so much cooperation and protective relationship between the Brahmins, which are the intellectual people or spiritual leaders. The Brahmins should be spiritual leaders, and Kshatriyas, which are the administrator. So, like management and preaching work, like in ISKCON, we can think that way. So, why these things are divided? Because this can give stability in the society. Otherwise, society will be, and this is given by the protective power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. So, this verse actually is supporting, is giving us the mutual support to maintain the order and spiritual focus on the society, how the society can actually progress. So one must really cooperate this way. So Brahman should cooperate with the Kshatriya, Kshatriya should cooperate with the Brahmins. So this is the whole Varnashram system. And Srila Prabhupada also wanted this Varnashram system, that ISKCON should adapt it. And actually, when in 77, he had all the plans to come to Gita Nagari and establish the Varnashram society there. But somehow the other, he got sick in the beginning of the 77, and then he was taken to London. And from London, he was getting more sicker. From London, he was few days, he was feeling good. And then everybody, he was calling Gita Nagari that, okay, get everything ready, I'm coming there. And so that was the plan, to establish the Varnashram system in Gita Nagari. But somehow the other, Prabhupada got more sick later on, and he was taken back to Vrindavan. And after that, he left his body and he went to Golok Vrindavan. So he could not actually preach too much about the Varnashram system, but he in different classes he have so many classes. There is a whole book on Varnashram system actually. Srila Prabhupada's. So there are so many lectures he stressed on Varnashram system. So this is really very important that whole society, because this society now people are not following Varnashram, the caste system took place here, and that's why this whole Varnashram system is not being followed now, and we can see the result how they are fighting with each other, and all the lower caste people, which are Shudras, they are in big position, and then we can know they are not the head of the society. So what happens? Then they don't know anything, but they are on big position, and they make all the decisions for the country, and we are seeing how what is happening actually in India or all over the world, how the environment is, so much fighting going on, and so much one country hates other country, one person hates other person. So this is going on, and that's why we see the result of not following the Varnashram system. So actually, if Varnashram system is there, it actually gives the mutual protection to each other. Like Brahmins are providing the guidance and education to the Kshatriyas, and the Kshatriyas are providing the material protection to the whole society, including Brahmins. So actually, Prabhupada is writing that he made the system like that, so they protect each other. So Krishna he need not to do anything, he just created, and by his energies, everything is going on in this world. So that's why Prabhupada wrote that Krishna is called a nirvikar, without activity. It's not like Krishna doesn't do anything. He has so many activities, all the time. He's very busy, but he's saying that he's nirvikar means without activity, but not the activity to run this material world, or he's not part of this material world. So because he is Satachit Ananda, he is enjoying in Golok Vrindavan all the time. Simultaneously, he comes for all of us to take us back to spiritual world. But we are so much engrossed with these material things that we want to enjoy in this material life. And that's why this whole thing is going on. So so Kshatriya is giving the protection to the Brahmanas also, as well as he's giving protection to Vaishya and Shudras also. So, what is the Lord's role actually? So, Lord is supreme protector. Actually, it's not like Kshatriya is protecting everybody, but Lord is the supreme protector of all of us, and he's immutable, like cannot be changed. But he acts not personally, but through cooperative mechanism, and that's why he's maintaining this world. So what is the goal actually of this whole system, the Varnashram system? That everyone should achieve the highest platform for the spiritual realization. So how we can realize the Supreme Lord and how we can serve him. So that was the Lord's goal in establishing this Varnashram system. But so here we are seeing in this verse that Swayambhu Manu, we know that in the beginning, when Swayambhu Muni comes with his daughter and his wife to the Karda Muni in his hermitage, so what happens? Karda Muni praised him so much. Karda Muni was like a Brahman, and Swayambhu Manu was an emperor, so who was Kshatriya. So Karda Muni started praying glorifying the Swayambhu Manu, who is Kshatriya. So when he praised him a lot, so he was feeling really, when Kardamuni is feeling that Swayambhu Manu is came to his house and he's so big emperor and everything. That's why he actually expressed that that you are so great king and still you came to my hermitage, and he glorified the king in different ways. So he got very humbled, and then after that, Kardamuni stopped saying anything. Then the Swayambhu Manu, he started glorifying Karda Muni, that I'm so lucky and so fortunate that I attended your association of Karda Muni. And he said that this association actually is very, very important. And Prabhupada also described in several of his classes that how important is the association. And he described in this what in this chapter also, in the next verse we are going to read in the purport, that how he was so happy that he met a great sadhu, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who became his guru. So this is the actually glory of the meeting a sadhu person. So Kardamuni was like a sadhu, and Swayambhu Manu was king, so he was feeling himself very lucky to be in association with the Kardamuni. So if we meet a saintly person and achieve his favor, then what happens? Our entire mission of this life, human life, is fulfilled. So that thing is very important, that so somehow or the other we should meet the great person. That's why you say even for a little while, if we meet a saintly person, then our life is perfect actually, if we follow his instructions. So if we take the shelter of lotus feet of the great soul, there is every possibility that one day we may also become a great soul. So what we have to do actually, we have to try our best to meet a great sadhu or pure devotees of the Lord and get their favor somehow or the other. We have to serve them, and we once they favor us, then our life will be perfect that way. So how we can get the shelter of a pure devotee? We have to serve them. We have to learn how to serve a devotee. Then actually, we after serving, we make him happy, and then his blessings will be on us, and then our spiritual life will be very, very great. So here, actually, the protection aspect of the Lord is being elaborated much more. So the Brahman and Kshatriya are meant to protect each other, and everyone protects. Like Kshatriya is protecting themselves also as well as Brahman, and Brahman was protecting themselves also as well as Kshatriya by giving the spiritual knowledge. So they specifically meant for cooperating each other. And Lord also protects all of us actually through this mutual arrangement. So this is the divine arrangement of the Lord, that Krishna made the Kshatriya to protect the society, and especially protector of the Brahmanas. And Brahmanas to protect Kshatriya by giving them spiritual knowledge to the whole society. So this is the Brahman's work. Brahman is the head of the society. So Prabhupada in the purport is writing that the Brahmanas are head of the society. They, in one place it says that they came from the Brahmans are heart of the society also. So and the Kshatriyas are from the chest of the Lord, or the arms of the Lord, arm of the society actually. So this way cooperation is very great. So if we want to really progress in our Krishna consciousness, we require the protection, because protection is very important. Otherwise, this Maya Devi is so strong. If we are not protected properly, then we will be gone in the Maya Devi's lap. So this happens to so many people. Even if we try to be devotee, the Maya Devi actually allures us, pulls us, towards her. So this material world is designed like that to facilitate the independent enjoyment. So it's all the time actually it facilitates the material enjoyment. We see so many billboards, so many advertisements, so many in mass media, that whenever you start seeing anything in our cell phone, how many different shows and different things keep keep coming up. So this facilitates, how we can go in the Maya Devi again, So there is always internal battle in our heart, what to do, whether I should go this side or this side, So that thing happens. So we know when we have practiced Krishna consciousness, all the time we feel opposing attachment, that whether I should be attached to my wife, attached to my children, attached to my house, attached to my car, so many things, or I should attach to Krishna's lotus feet. So there is internal battle between ourselves, and every one of us actually we are facing these forces that, and they all the time take us away, try to take us away from the Supreme Lord. So we have to learn actually how to control these forces. And so these attachments, and actually in this material world, everybody has to get attached to something, And so this is very common. And that's why in Srimad Bhagavatam they are called Harday Granthi. So Harday Granthi, there is a nice shlok about it. Shravanam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtana Hardyantasto Hi Abhadrani Vidanoti Shrosatam. So these are the knots, and these knots are our experience with the Maya Devi, If we try to enjoy these things, they make grooves in our body, in our brain, actually, and then the memory lasts so long time, even we become devotee, those grooves, give us the taste or remembrance of those things, oh, I want to enjoy more, I want to enjoy more. So that enjoyment keep coming. So they are within our heart. So that's why we are bind to this material world. This Harday Granthi is the cause of our bondage in this material world. But what are these knots? So they are the deep-rooted attachments, this material world and material enjoyment. How we all the time we think, how we can enjoy, because by nature, we are made for enjoyment, because Krishna is full of enjoyment, he's such and Ananda all the time. He's having Ananda. So we are part and parcel of Krishna, and we are, though in quantity we are very minute, but still we are also, our nature is also like that, to enjoy. So but we don't know what is the real enjoyment. That is the problem actually. So we have to learn what is the real enjoyment and what is this false enjoyment of this material world. So we have the deep rooted attachment to this material world, and everybody in this world has particular attachment to enjoyment, in some aspect of the material existence. So, and the more we enjoy, the more our Harday Granthi, the knot, they gets more tight and tight. So then it takes some more and more time to come out of this thing. So let me give you my own example. One time I was devotee for almost 25 years, and then somebody invited me for a wedding. So I went to the wedding, and there was a song going on, the filmy song. And that song actually took me almost 2 months get out of my brain. Each time, I play something or try to sing some bhajan, that song will come in my mind at the same time. And I was so much bothered that why I heard. So even we hear one time, that thing is already in our brain, or because we were enjoying those songs when I was in college. So that's why this keep coming, keep buzzing in my ear, and keep coming in my mind again and again. So that's what happened. Even by hearing one time, one song, this thing happened, we can imagine it. There are so many things, which reminds the old memories come again and again and again and bother us. So we should actually enjoy in association with the devotees and serving the lotus feet of Krishna, rather than enjoying this material world. Because once we enjoy, then our taste for the devotional service goes away. So we have to see that how we can actually stay focused or concentrated on our bhakti. So that thing is very important for all of us. So when we practice Krishna consciousness, all these strong knots which are in our heart and which try to protect our progress, they actually start getting loose, and they go away with the history. And that way, then we can develop the attachment to Krishna. Because attachment to Krishna is already existing in our body. We are built like that. But our thing, our previous memories actually continuously opposes our effort to become a devotee. So that's why we all need protection from the society, from the Brahmanas, from Kshatriyas. So we all need. So everyone needs a protection in our spiritual life. So once we become a devotee, we should never ever think that, okay, now I am devotee, I can stay alone without association. But once we lose the association, even for few days, our mind goes back to the same old style, what I was enjoying, how I was enjoying, those things. So that's why devotees are very vital part of our life, and we should never lose any association. And so that's why this weekend, we are having Sadhu Sangha, and so many devotees are going there. It's a nice thing that we can see each other, we can talk to each other, and we can talk about different kind of sadhanas and different things with the different people. So it's a great opportunity to attend that function. So many sannyasis and maharajas are coming there. So my great fortune also that I will be attending. And so this association is very important in our spiritual life. And this gives us special protection against the Maya Devi, because Maya Devi always pulling us down. So Kshatriya should actually make sure that society receives proper environment so everyone can progress towards self-realization. And that is the purpose of dharma. So what is the dharma? Dharma means to learn actually how to come out of this conditioned state of life. Because we all born by this conditioning of this material world. But within the heart, we all desire our complete freedom. We don't want to get bounded. I have to do chanting 16 rounds every single day, even if we don't like that, So we want complete freedom. Everyone wants complete freedom. All the jivas want complete freedom. And this freedom actually will be possible only when we are in association with the Supreme Lord. So when Supreme Lord is in our favor, then we can really enjoy this whole atmosphere, spiritual atmosphere. So that will be possible only by associating with Krishna. So this whole Varnashram system Krishna made for this goal that everybody can become devotee and come to him. That was Krishna's goal actually. And people must help each other that way. And our society also should support the spiritual advancement. That if somebody is advancing in his spiritual life, this whole society should actually encourage him. Nowadays, what happens? Like mother, father gets very, very concerned if their son or daughter goes to the temple. Especially the students, they go, oh my God, he's going to become a sadhu and he's not going to get his degree, and then he will not be serving or he will not marry, things like that. So people get so much concerned about these things. But if he becomes a devotee, whole life is perfect. There is no problem at all whatsoever. But people don't understand. And that's why this whole thing is happening. The Varnashram system is losing its taste. And we are seeing the results now. So Varnashram system, Krishna made it for the goal that everybody can become the devotee people. And for that, actually, people should help each other. So this whole society must support this kind of spiritual environment. That is not happening now. unfortunately. So one family also should support in the family. Within the family also, we should support each other. If wife is devotee, then husband should support her. That's the husband's job, that support her and give him some encouragement. So the employer actually must support the employee. So that way everybody can cooperate each other in helping others progress in Krishna consciousness. And that way everyone's spiritual life will be so easy that way. So that's why Krishna made this Varnashram system so carefully to organize the society very systematically and bring proper discipline in our human society. But this, sometime, we think, that people made the division, the caste system nowadays. So caste system is complete failure. Nowadays, people are not believing. Before it was very prominent because like a surgeon, his father is surgeon, his son is not automatically surgeon. He has to go to medical school, get degree, learn how to do surgery, then only he will become surgeon. It's not like nowadays, Brahman son is called a Brahman. But how is Brahman actually if he doesn't study the Shastras, the Vedas, and the Srimad Bhagavatam and other Vedic literatures? He's not Brahmana actually. Just by being born in that particular Brahman family, he doesn't automatically becomes Brahmana. So similarly, a Vaishya's son is not Vaishya, or mercantile people, he has to have that kind of teaching, that how to do business. He has to know. So that way, these divisions are not made for the caste system, but nowadays they converted in the caste system. So there has to be some divisions in the society because divisions are important. In the family also we can see such division, one is father, people listen to the father, and then mother, then children, the elder brother. So this kind of division is there. So these divisions are made so whole thing can function cooperatively to each other. So we can see the example like in any big company, like suppose dairy cooperative society. In that society, there is some chairman, there is advisor, there are some workers on the ground, and many departments are there. The payroll department is separate, the hiring department is separate, like that. So these divisions has to be there. So that's why Krishna made the system, of the Chaturvarna. So it's not like Krishna say, oh, he divided the societies. He's not dividing. That way everybody can be happy and spiritually enlivened that way. So like even in a family, I was telling that family is a small social structure, but there is responsibility. Everybody, we all have. Like husband performs certain duties. He earns money, brings money home, anything outside thing, meeting the people he does. And wife performs certain duty. We can see she cooks prasadam and like that, So that way together, everyone actually uh, progress in the Krishna consciousness that way. So these small units can cooperate successfully like that. And that way the society becomes bright and very joyful. So when the small units fail, then what happens? Whole society becomes unhappy. Because if individual families are unhappy, then whole society will be unhappy. So why the unhappiness comes in the life? Because we are not cooperating each other. Husband doesn't cooperate with wife doesn't cooperate with husband. And that's why this unhappiness comes in the life. So if we cooperate with each other, so then this thing is possible. So we should not actually exploit each other, but we should help each other. So everyone can progress. Because if one group wants to exploit other group, then everyone demands separate right, like Adivasis wants this right, we want our own quota, and scheduled caste needs their own quota, like that. So what happens if everybody demands their own prestige and own rights? Then this varnashram system actually changes to the caste system, and then this whole society becomes a havoc actually. So people demands our own respect on the basis of birth, that, oh, I'm Brahman's son, I should be respected like a Brahman. But that's not true. You don't have any Brahmanical qualities. How people can consider you as a Brahman? Your all the qualities, what you are showing is all like a Shudra. So how people should respect one as a Brahman if he doesn't have that qualities? That's why in Bhagavad Gita, all the characteristics of a divine person and demoniac person are given there. So this our society actually needs higher examples. So everybody should be exemplary, and then the society can come to the proper form. Because nowadays we see everyone is engaged in lower kind of activities. And so if we all are in lower activity, not higher activities, nobody having Brahmanican qualification, then what happens? Degradation comes that way. And people now, this thing, that they see, oh, we are all equal, we are all equal. So that actually is very hard that way. If everybody thinks we are all equal, then, and simultaneously we are engaging in all degraded activities, then what happens? Nobody goes to the higher life. Nobody's aim becomes higher. Everybody wants to enjoy, everybody wants to live in that kind of thing. So previously, like in olden days, if you see, people wanted to live nicely, like intoxication, the gambling, and illicit sex, meat eating. These things were actually considered very low class, and people were not following them at that time. And all the elevated people will avoid them. And society respect this kind of standard. But nowadays we see that people are living cooperative, living together without marriage, and illicit sex is so prominent, and so many people are eating meat. Even the Brahmanas are drinking nowadays in the society. So before if somebody comes without marriage, in the society, they will be kicked off right away. Nobody will give them any place. The people will oppose that. But nowadays, everybody knows, they are not married, living together, and that's acceptable to the society, and that's very degrading actually for a spiritual environment. When I was medical student in Indore, and one boy and girl from Gujarat came in my neighborhood, and the girl and boy said, that we will tell them that we are married, and then that way we can rent a house. So they went and told the landlord that we are married, and so they gave him the apartment there, and they started living there. But after a few months, the wife, actually she was not wife, the girlfriend, she made some friendship to same age girl in that street, and that girl was asking her, that tell me something about your wedding. So she said, oh, we just lied, we are not married, we are just living together, having fun. And that girl had told her father and mother, and whole street knew that they are not married. And the landlord got so angry that he was waiting for the guy to come. So when the guy came, before even he can come up, he met him on the road, at the entering of the street, and started beating up. And within few minutes, all the people of that street, went in her house and started throwing all her pots and bed, cloths, and everything were scattered on the road in few minutes. So this was the society. They will not accept anything like that, that people live without marriage. But nowadays, so many people are living together. In US also, or anywhere in the world, we can see that they are living together and it's acceptable to society. But this is animalistic life actually. What can be done? The society accept that, and so we need mutual protection and spiritual encouragement, which are very, very necessary for overcoming this Maya Devi. Because Maya Devi keeps us in illusion all the time. And Maya Devi, we all know how strong it is, which pulls us all the time. So we in Srimad Bhagavatam also we see a story that in one time Lord Indra, who is the king of all the demigods, he was sitting on his throne and nice music was going on, all the apsaras were dancing nicely. So at that time the Devata's spiritual master Brahaspati, he entered in that sabha, in that assembly, and Indra noticed that his Guru Maharaj came, but he didn't want it to spoil the enjoyment was he's getting from the nice music by the Gandharvas and the nice dancing and everything. So he didn't get up from his seat, and Brahaspati noticed that nobody cares about me, everybody's enjoying. So he left that assembly, and immediately what happens? All the demigods lost their power, and to and the demons, all the king of the demons, Bali Maharaj, he took advantage of this, and he actually conquered whole Indralok, and all the demigods were hiding somewhere here and there. So that was the condition of like not expecting a spiritual master. And we know that whole then the fight went on, and then Samudra Manthan came, and all these leelas came. So, but this shows us, that how if you disrespect any saintly person, we suffer actually so much. And we can see by example also of these demigods, how they were enjoying, but what happened? That so Indra later on realized his mistake, and then he wanted the forgiveness. But Brahaspati actually, he was looking Brahaspati everywhere, to make him happy somehow or the other. But he became invisible to the demigods. And then demigods lost all their strength that way. So Guru Maharaj later on, Brahaspati chastised that because of your arrogance arising out of your opulences, you feel, then you offended your Guru Maharaj. That's why Brahmaji was telling the demigods. So that's why you lost the power. But then they say you go to Supreme Lord and he will help. Then Lord helped them, and slowly, later on, all the demigods guard their kingdom back. So we can see how dangerous it is to offend a Brahmana or a spiritual master. So Kshatriya sometimes may possess a lot of strength and influence, but they require spiritual guidance also, because without proper direction, they will lose the protection. So Srila Prabhupada explains in Bhagavatam that we should never get familiar with spiritual master or any sannyasi or any Maharaj. Not to, because this Prabhupada writes in many places, familiarity breeds contempt. So this is not just a proverb, but this is one of the workings of Maya, because Maya Devi actually does this job. So Maya covers us. Maya Devi means gives us the illusion. So there are so many illusory forces going on all around us, and it covers our intelligence completely, and it takes away our spiritual life. So we actually sometimes gets deficient in spiritual devotional service because the Maya, we get under the influence of the Maya Devi. So we have to respect any saintly person. That's what we have to learn from this example of Srimad Bhagavatam. Because if we go towards the Maya or disrespect the sannyasi, then what happens? We will begin seeing our faults in others, and then we criticize them, and we minimize the spiritual person may be elevated, the devotee may be very elevated, but we will start looking at fault and criticize him. That's a very big aparad actually, criticizing the devotees. So this whole environment gets bad, and we get lot of papa karma, and that way our bhakti goes away. So these aparads are just like a hole in the earthen pot. There is a little hole, whatever water we put, whatever bhakti we put, it will go away. So gradually, if we start criticizing any devotee, our Maya Devi starts working in us then. Maya's entrance will be there. As long as we glorify the devotees, glorify the saintly persons, then we can continue our bhakti. But as soon as we start criticizing them, that's a very big aparad, and then our bhakti will go away. And then we will see everything is all good. This material world is good. Let me enjoy this. Let me enjoy this. And then our bhakti completely disappear. So what happens actually, why he start criticizing? Because our appreciation for the devotee is decreasing slowly. And that's why we start criticizing them. So we must cultivate this thing that we should appreciate. If some devotee is doing good, we should appreciate. And we should tell them that you are doing very good. I'm so happy with your progress like that. So in family also we start appreciating somebody's work, they get happy. So we should glorify the devotees and their devotional service. We should glorify the holy name. We should glorify the deities and our spiritual master. All the time we should glorify the entire parampara also. So that way, if we glorify everyone, we can stay in our bhakti nicely. So that's why it's important for us to associate with the advanced devotee. And we should be hearing from our spiritual master and take his instructions and follow it very, very sincerely. That thing is important to stay focused in our bhakti. Otherwise, our mind will go here and there and we will be away from the bhakti. So, this will remind us of what is the real value of the devotional service and what is the real value of associating with the devotees. And we have to hear continuously, like at least 3-4 hours a day. And that way, by hearing, we get inspired again and again. So that is our glorious opportunity to receive the devotees in our life, to appreciate them and help devotees each other. That way, we can continue our bhakti properly. Otherwise, it's very hard. So Krishna therefore enables establishing the society of this varnashram dharma. And so everybody, all the Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, everybody can protect each other and help a whole society progress spiritually. That is the real meaning of the varnashram. If we help each other. So varnashram is based on the responsibility and the welfare of the whole entire society. And we should follow them that seriously, life. And Sri Prabhupada also wanted to teach us, and he wrote in several places. So we should reach the Varnashram, what Prabhupada said about it, and take full advantage of that. So we can see the example of Parikshit Maharaj also, and Lord Ramchandra also, that they are still being remembered. Why? Because they were cooperating and making sure that everyone is spiritually enlivened. So that's why Kshatriyas in the olden days were called, where Kshatriya king were called Rajarshis. Like we can see Amrish Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, they were Rajarshis. They were setting a proper example for the whole society. They were saintly kings, and they were so exemplary that everybody can follow the spiritual path under their guidance. So, but unfortunately, nowadays we can see how our kings and ministers are behaving. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, if you can see, we can read in Chaitanya Charitamrita that how he emphasized the whole principle of following and helping each other and protecting each other. So Kshatriyan should become who are like the ministers or the kings. They should follow this Varnashram system properly. If they started following, then whole society will be so nice. So today we can see the all the great leaders which are in big positions, they are all corrupt, some or the other, unluckily. But when the leaders are corrupt, what happens? What example they are giving to our society? I will give my own example that there was some land dispute, and I went to India, and the judge, when I told him, I'm from USA, but I have a little piece of land here, and this is the problem. Somebody is trying to encroach it, and then just said, "Oh, you are from US. What you brought for me?" I said, "What do you need, sir?" So he said, "Okay, bring me the nice latest iPhone." So that was his demand, being position of judge, he's asking this kind of things, So whole system in India is corrupt actually. And in many other countries also the same thing is going on. So the leaders of the society are so corrupt, what to say about the normal people? They all are so corrupt, everybody wants bribe from other person, nothing is done without bribe. So this corruption is become so normal nowadays. It is part of society and accepted by the society. But the real society, Prabhupada is writing here, that real society should encourage the progress towards Lord Krishna, how everybody can follow the devotional path. That is important. And we have to be very careful and never offend the Brahmanas or devotees. If we do that and let the Brahmana do their job, teach the society, then our whole society will be advanced in proper spiritual life. So it's still 5 minutes, so I will end here. And if somebody has any question, comments, then we can discuss on that. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anybody has any comments or questions?
Oh, hi. Just is that a good subject about Varnashrama, about Purushottam Mass? And what did Srila Prabhupada say about Purushottam Mass? Can you?
Oh, Purushottam Mass.
Yeah.
I see. This is the.
Is that
Mass very? Oh, you want to hear the importance of Purushottam Mass? Or I didn't understand, or I didn't.
Yeah.
Hear.
I just want to say, is that something that devotees in ISKCON practice? Because I know some devotee in time of Prabhupada, the Prabhupada emphasize on Purushottam Mass.
It's very nice to actually follow Purushottam Mass, because we should increase our bhakti. It is said that, like in Kartik, whatever devotional service we do, it gives the effect like 100 times more. Like if we chant, we get benefit of chanting 100 times. If you chant even one round, it will give you the benefit of 100 times if we do in Kartik. Similarly, it is said that in Purushottam Mass, if we do, it gives benefit of 1,000 times more. So it is more better to do progress our bhakti or do more and more reading, more chanting in the Purushottam Mass, because Krishna gets very happy in this Mass, because this Mass actually has the blessing of Lord Vishnu, because there is a story there that the Bhumi Devi went there to Lord Vishnu and say that everybody is telling me Malmas, Malmas, because it is said Malmas because we cannot perform any good activity in this Mass, but bhakti can be done. Like we cannot have any marriage in this Mass or any kind of sanskar, like hair cutting ceremony or any kind of ceremony in this month. So that's why people started telling Malmas that no auspicious things can be done here. But if we do bhakti, all auspiciousness will come automatically. There's no problem. So we should do whatever we can do, more and more. We should try to do it, and that's good. It just started yesterday, so we should actually continue doing and making it more and more. If we are doing 16 rounds, we should do it like 20, 24, like that. So we should increase our chanting, increase our listening, increase our reading. So that way will definitely benefit us. Anybody else has any comments or question?
That's a very nice thing you said, Prabhu. We should chant more and we should read Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, something like that.
Yeah.
That's a very good this thing. We should do it. And what you're saying about that our culture and other things is changing a lot, Prabhu. And if we want to, we older generation, if we say something, oh no, your older generation, those days are something. Now the days are not like that. And listening also is becoming less.
Yeah.
Shravanam became less.
Yeah, that's true. We have to increase some or the other. And you see, in the older society, people were following like the father.
Yeah.
Everybody will, father says something,
that's it. That is the word. That's it.
Now, that's the final word,
That's the final word. Even mother won't stop it. That's all. Yeah. Father says that is the head of the family. You have to listen to him.
There was so much respect before.
Yeah.
Nowadays, kids do not listen to their father. And now their kids, are not listening to them.
Yeah.
Not respecting them. Before, nobody was kicking off their father, when they get older.
A lot of changes came.
Putting them in the nursing, in the older people's home. So nowadays, so their children also seeing that. So they will also put them in there and go only once a year on Father's Day.
If we say that,
yeah,
are you cursing me? Are you telling me like that? That's what they understand. But they don't understand the other way. That's what happens, That's very sad of this now. Nowadays, the things are changing a lot. And then we cannot blame the kids also. The outside environment is also like that.
Whatever we do, we will get it in the back. As a result, if we don't respect our own father, then our children will not respect us. So that is going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much, Prabhu, for the nice class.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for your very encouraging class. And sometimes I also start feeling losing interest in bhakti. I feel that, and then I hear these classes. Then I feel that yesterday I was feeling like every day I try to say a few mantras during the daytime. Yesterday, I did not feel any interest. So I thought I'm getting control and under Maya.
Yeah, Maya is so strong all the time going around us, 24 hours. So once we lose the association of devotees, it grabs us right away. And they say that is no, it's a very boring, devotional service is boring. Come on, enjoy here. And that's what happens, we get into
Yeah, when Rajalpa, when we
so
listen to start
all the
listening
time,
to
all the time we stay with the devotees and either reading or listening or chanting or something, Krishna consciousness. Once we start enjoying even for half an hour, then our whole day will go away like that,
Yeah.
So it's very important.
Yeah, thank you.
All Krishna conscious activity. Even sometimes people think, oh, I'm watching game for half an hour, what happens? But they don't know how the effect goes. Like I told in the class that I heard only one song, filmy song, and it came up in my mind for 2 months.
It happens.
It keep going on. These things are so attractive, that looks like, oh, I'm enjoying, but actually it's not enjoying.
Sometimes I feel that they sing very so with their soul. So I feel that they connect with the God with that way. Then when I hear the song, then I feel like they are touching. But that's maybe not good.
Yes. All right.
Krishna, thank you.
Thank you very much. So we will end here now.
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
Anantapoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Prabhupada
Jai.
Hare.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day in Krishna consciousness. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.